Hello again, everyone. Good evening from Carpo Land. Just watching the sunset, sitting out on the back porch, taking a moment out. I wanted to just make a video about just the awesomeness of spring. Last year I was determined to think that fall was I was convinced fall was my favorite season, but this year I'm definitely convinced that spring is it. It's the sign of rebirth. But anyway, without getting too much into it, I mentioned in a video the other day how I'd had these interesting coincidences, synchronicities, strange things have been happening, and I've noticed this is a repeating pattern, and it always seems to happen in spring. And spring's kind of the time of rebirth. And I've mentioned twice that I had these epiphanies, these just haven't really shared the specific details because it's, personal. It's hard to describe in language. But the weirdest thing happened earlier after I went inside about an hour ago from making I made a video out here. That was a few hours ago. And I went back inside and I turned on my favorite album, most recent favorite album, which is the new Papadosio album. And so I was listening to it, and the very first song is actually like a 1 or 2 minute little song, and it's like I don't know what you call it. They all do vocal harmonization. It's kind of like a cappella. I guess a cappella is like one singer, right? Anyway, it's where they're doing harmonizing, kind of Crosby, Stills, Nash style. And I'd never really listened to it that much. I kind of, passed by because it's not a song. And, of course, the fourth line in it is, "When spring arrives, epiphany." And the song was like, I don't know, that line really just hit me because that's exactly what I had been thinking earlier. And some of the weird coincidences I've had have involved music. And then to read that lyric, it was just really cool. And other weird coincidences. For example, Hot Retarded Chicks, screen name, if you're out there. We were joking around yesterday on a video, and somebody said I said something, she said, it's a he, so he says, that he has big tits, and I said, I got bigger tits, and he said, show your tits, so, there you go, that was for you. It was weird, because the coincidence is that I got this shirt last night after he'd mentioned that. I came back and saw the comment about the tits, and I just thought it was weird. He's like, show us your tits, and I happened to put this shirt on. I got this shirt yesterday from my friend Scott when we went to the DSO concert. He brought it for me from home. His mom had made him in the 80s for breast cancer awareness, and they were too racy for the time, so nobody would wear them, and she still had them sitting around, or maybe it was the 90s, I don't know. But they're old shirts, and he had a couple of them he gave me. And I said, I'll wear it. I've been wearing it all day. And the lady down at the store was like, at the vitamin supplement place, she's like, I went up to the counter, I could tell she said something about the shirt, or mentioned something. I said, yeah, and I told her the story of it. And she's like, oh, okay, that's cool. Now I could tell my coworker, because she said, did you see that guy's shirt? And I wore it down to the post office and all around. And she goes, and I said, yeah, I'm not really, I'm not ashamed to wear it. And she goes, well, that takes a real man, or something like that. And I was like, well, some guys really are scared for that. They wouldn't be kind of like the guys who won't buy tampons for their wife because they're embarrassed. It's like, come on, grow up. But anyway, just an interesting day, interesting coincidences, cool stuff. Just really neat lately. Life's great. Feeling great. So, maybe I should make this video and tie in this other video I was going to make. Yeah, because I don't really need to make a one subject video. I make too many of them already. No, actually, I think I will make that a separate video. Sometimes I get something that I create or make, that I want to share, and I tie it into a video and never really get my point across. But anyway, I'll just keep this one about the epiphanies. Interesting, amazing experiences that we have, if we're willing to pay attention. And I think it takes a very direct observation and awareness to be able to see when things are happening that are a little bit out of place, that are a little either too good to be true, or, the amazing moments that happen. You might call it a miracle for a lot of people. Call it whatever you want. Everybody has their own name. I'm not going to try to define it because it's just part of life. It's kind of like when people talk about the supernatural. what they really mean by that is things that just aren't known to nature yet. In other words, nature includes everything. There is nothing supernatural, or rather unnatural about being supernatural. It just means it's beyond natural, something we don't understand yet. Anyway, in the same way, that whole... anyway, kind of hard to explain sometimes. What else? I guess that's it. I'm gonna go now, make this video a little shorter than the rest because, well, it's hard to pay attention for a long period of time. For me, anyway.